Hello, Cynthia.
Hey, how are you?
You want to fix the camera and be comfortable?
I'm good. I don't know if you can see me.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Yeah, I see you.
Okay, good.
I had to do a little prayer this morning.
Good. I'm very spiritual, so that's good.
There's so much to go to. I go to Cynthia. Listen, what is going on? Where did I meet you?
What happened?
Where did I meet you? What is going on? What is going
I
on?
don't know. I don't know. So many people say they know me, and I've
I'm
never.
gonna I'm gonna remind you.
I
Um,
don't know.
20 years ago,
Maybe,
let me
maybe.
tell you, when I used to live in New York, they passe vacances à Giovanna Marcel.
Ok, ok. But j'ai jamais été à New York chez Giovanna.
Non,
À la
pas à New
mer.
York, non. J'habitais à New York, je savais descendre à Miami chez Giovanna.
Oui, à Miami, oui,
I
oui.
met you
À
there.
Miami, c'était tout le goût parce que j'ai grandi, j'étais à l'école avec la petite sœur
I
de.
remember I met you there, and that's it. And after that, I heard your name. I'm being honest with you. Cynthia wrote a book, and I heard about things. But the thing is, you know what? When someone qui tellement immune to mind my business, when tellement pas connaissant la mon affaire, that's why I'm so focused in my work. Qui a des fois une qualité, parce que moi tellement focus sur ma affaire, moi just fais mon affaire. Pas comme ça la mon affaire, parce que moun toujours parler de moun, c'est ça fait plus bien, mais rien pas yo watch me régler. So today, nice to meet you because I was guided to talk to you. My spiritual guide, Mariali Steyer, asked me to call you. So we're gonna have a
She's
conversation.
also, I grew up. I grew up because don't forget, I'm an artist. My mom is an artist. My father paints. My uncle draw on the history of the history book we went to school with. Claude Viana.
Petit bab, because ta tête est coupée. Ok. Cynthia Viana, qui es-tu? Tu es né quand? Tu es né où?
Hi, my name is Cynthia Viana, known as Chef Thia. Everybody known me after Chef Thia. Um, Born in Haiti, raised, went to school, moved in the state in 2000, and raised and built my family from there.
Put your phone up.
Uh,
Your phone is too low. Put it up.
oh, it's too low. Bring it up. Okay.
Okay?
Wait, let me bring this up. Tia pas good with techniques, okay?
Don't
So,
worry, don't worry.
li get afel ki deja set for her group prayer.
Okay.
Okay, now you see me. You're
Much
good.
better. You were born in Haiti, raised here in Haiti.
Born and raised in Haiti, went to school in La Lue. I went to school in La Lue
How come I didn't know you?
because I left in primaire parce que m'te kon garçon. I was like, I went to, every morning I was in front of Mère Gilles' office with a book, learning by heart, because I was like, listen, they're going to have to end up kicking me out of this school because I'm getting tired with the women. It's too many girls. It's too much. It was too much for me. So I would spend my whole day in front of the office and learning and never learn by heart. I was like, you're wasting your time.
So basically, you felt that since you were young, you were different than everybody. You were not the
Oh,
same.
yes. Since the day I was born, I knew I was not from this world.
Okay, so you were born here, raised in Haiti, and did you have pressure to become somebody? Did you have a career you wanted to? What? Talk to me. Tell me about you. What happened?
So when I went to La Lue, from then I left. So I ended up winning. I left La Lue in primaire. They brought me to Cayanu because at that time, my grandparents owned a gas station right there in Boudon. So the school was right behind the gas station. So any headache that I would give, my grandmother would come and pick me if there was any headache. So I would always, always like with girls. It was always something. Like I couldn't get along with girls. And oh my God, my friends were guys. I was always hanging out with the guys.
I'm scared of
Always with
you.
the guys.
We're exactly the same in that sense.
Only with the guys. And growing up going to that school, then they started talking. That's when, you're becoming 13, 14, and they start giving you names. And I'm like, names, like whatever. So then I got raped at 15.
Wait. How did we go from death to rape? Hello, Cynthia, calm down.
I know I'm going fast is because everything in my life is on time. It's like I'm a clock. So
So
thank you
basically,
for reminding me to
15.
slow down.
Can
Yeah.
you tell me what happened? What happened?
Um, so I don't know what happened, why it happened. But I know that, you just trust, you just open. That's my soul. I'm just a free spirit. It's like,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
all
I'm
over.
gonna ask you
I hug,
questions.
I
You say,
kiss.
okay, you got raped at 15. Like, what
50.
happened? Did you meet somebody? Was the person a boyfriend?
Oh,
Was it?
no. So you asked me to give you briefly. So I went briefly, and then I'll go to details if, it's because, yeah. Um, I know the person. The person is someone that we all know in the community, in our society. This is someone who, you would, you would trust, And at that time, back in those time, around 13, I started smoking cigarette. And just like that, for fun. And my mom came to me, like, I heard you smoking cigarette. Whenever you're getting cigarette, I'd rather be the one giving them to you than you getting it from other people. Because at that time, weed was very, was big at that time because they used to put them into Benson Edges cigarettes. And then they would just go around and just, pull it up and it
Can I
would
ask
be.
you why did you start smoking cigarettes?
My mom, no, she just went and said, "Oh, I heard you smoking cigarette. Here's a cigarette, so I want to see you smoking." I'm like, "Okay," and I started coughing. He's like, "Okay, whatever. Whenever you smoke, you tell me, but the pack is there. I don't want you to go asking anybody. You come to me." So that's the relationship I had with my mom, where we were open. And then my mom always told me not to take anything from anyone, not to ask people for cigarettes. And it's like, she tells you. But ou tellement son petit moun qui rebelle, pas dim, plus ou dim ni plus fois, plus me bral fait parce que pas dim ni une fois et puis camper là. Mais plus ou répéter, plus me bral fait le contraire. Mais c'est ma tête. It's just you. So I go and I was at my friend's house. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to go back next door to that other person to just grab some movies because we were going to go watch movies." So when I go there, I walked and I was thirsty. I was like, "Hey, you got water?" Yeah. I was like, "Oh, vous connaissez, vous avez 15 ans, cool, parce que vous connaissez son monde qui big, qui tout le monde connaît, tout le monde chose, mais moi, pas pour vous quoi, on dit, oh, tiens, une cigarette, whatever. On est propre, il est prof, là, regardez. On va prendre un couteau, chita.
So you don't know what you were smoking.
I don't know. First time.
You know.
I was, and it was like I couldn't understand what I was feeling. So I thought I was sick. So I was asking to sit down. Like I need to sit down. I was feeling dizzy. I was not feeling good. It felt weird. Then she was like, "Oh, no, come up, but I'll help you
You
up."
said she
And
was
then,
like,
you
what do you
can.
mean she? It's a woman?
And yeah, it is a woman.
Wait, you're going too fast for me. So, cette personne-là est une femme qui t'a donné quelque chose à fumer and you felt high.
I was really high, yeah.
And what happened?
And then I was like, "I need to sit down. I don't feel good." And yeah, so that person just took me and said, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to help you up," and started going upstairs. And, it's like I still, after all these years, can smell the inside of the house. Will describe every detail from the kitchen to when that person went up the stairs, that took that curve, and that curve was open in a big ass window, and then the bed was looking at a big window, but the back wall was just big rocks, the river rocks. So that's how it was. And it's like, oh, sit down. I'll get the movies and then you can look at them and then you can pick until you feel better. I'm like, okay. So I sat down on the bed because there was no other place. And once you go in that room, the bed is this way. And when you look on the left, she had like a long ass dresser with big mirrors. And there was like another closet. It was like you're sitting there and then it's like, where am I? Because you've never been to such a
Before that, you never been to
place.
a person's house. You never been
No,
to.
no, never been to this part of the house. But when we go to my friend's house, we would go during the day in the yard. We would go by and just grab some stuff, you know.
So c'est
I'm not
quelqu'un,
gonna go
it's
to.
somebody that you knew that qui était dans le quartier.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's someone that we all know. The whole, everyone knows. Yeah. And I'm not gonna go to too much detail
No.
because this is something that I forgive and I move on because I believe in when you leave a story, you leave the detail that will affect someone, you know, but you go what and you take what you need to help someone else. So when you forgive, you just forgive, you know, and by giving details, trust me, the whole community will know who that is. So by respect for me and you know who I serve, God, I just God is already taking care of you. I know what it happened. I forgive you. I understand. It took me 45 years to finally understand.
Question. It happened. What happened next? Did you leave? I'm sorry. I'm asking questions because
No, go ahead,
I
go
want to
ahead. You're
know.
good, you're good. That's my first interview after 3 years about this because I had shut down through the whole world for 3 years
Why did you
because
accept to do it with me? I'm just, you did it the first
so
letter, right?
because God put it in my heart. It was time because now I'm me. I'm Tia. I'm Cynthia Verna. But back then, when I came out public 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago actually, um, I was still hurt. I was still not healed. I still didn't find myself. And I had to go through that process. And how did I learn? It was through every time someone would get raped in Haiti after me coming public, I would go so out of character, cursing, yelling, like, oh,
So, so all these years, you didn't tell anybody about it.
no, no, no. I told two friends and it went against me. It backfired. It backfired. And I fought this all my life, but through trying to kill myself, it didn't. I
Yeah.
told you your show is a whole month. That's why I told you you open up a can of worm,
I
and I
didn't
hope
open
you
anything. I
already.
didn't ask for this. I'm being honest with you. I was doing my events for 13 years. I was started selling tea on Eugene Jawab. I started receiving people, and next thing I know, people are coming to me, and some people that got gen moun ki yo back, gen moun ki suicide, gen moun ki get kalite problem, fin pala avem. And I'm like, pou ki sa avem nan pale? And I went to see my reality and puis Dimitri,
Because you have the platform,
hello!
and
No,
no, but
I
not
didn't
only
ask
the
for this.
platform, and not only the platform. And I want to be honest with you because everyone knows it's no filter. I'm extremely direct. People who knows me will never ask me a question because my honesty is so brutal. It can actually hurt you. So 6 years ago, when I came out public, I had.
Wait a second. Before you go 6 years public, after that happened, what happened? Did you leave the house?
Oh,
Talk to me. How did you feel?
I didn't know how I felt because I didn't know what it was. I couldn't understand what it was. The action felt wrong. The action felt wrong. And it felt like knowing who I am. If you didn't drug me, I would have whooped your ass. So I was angry at myself that mentally, the person that I am, I should have been able to fight more, but I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move anything because that person was bigger than me. That person was stronger than me. And when I was getting to that point to just get you, she pulled because so you understand, okay? And I'm so happy you're doing this live because people can understand because a lot of people read the book, but for you to understand, it's this is the bed and I'm laying this way. That person is facing me this way. So the person is looking at me. So now the right hand is what goes to the dresser that's right here on my right there. But she's above me. All her weight is above me. And her left arm is squeezing my whole body. And then she pulls her hands on that dresser and pulls a little gun. It was like a little gun. And by mistake, because I don't want to accuse because I can't, for me, I say by mistake because I don't want to say you did it purposely. Maybe she tried to use it to intimidate me, but by mistake, one bullet went off. Yeah. And it went, I'm this way, it went this way by the window. And that's why sometimes I can't hear properly. A lot of people say, oh, Thia, you talk loud. I can't hear sometimes. So that was my always secret, my always, I don't want to say shame that, I talk loud because I can't hear too much. Well, even my mom was making her jokes like, I found those cutest little ears, little thing.
After this, what happened? Did you leave? Did the person drop you off?
Oh, no. After she did what she did, she put me in her car and just dropped me in front of the road by where I used to live. And I walked home. And before I went to go home, she looked at me, she's like, if anyone knows about this, I'm gonna kill you. I was like, okay. And I didn't care if I died because I was already dead. I didn't care. So I went into a good friend of hers that was a good friend of mine at that time. And I said, hey, do you know what she did to me? He's like, oh, I'm going to talk to her because I don't think, this is crazy. This is wrong. And da-da-dee-da-da-da. I don't know why he told her, but she comes back. She comes back and threatened me. And that's when I started to be a fucked up kid. I was fighting every damn day. You look at me, I will beat you. I was racing car with all the guys. I was waiting to die. When I would do chicken on the road at the beach, driving, and then going right in front of the truck, waiting for the truck to come. I say, hey, come and hit me. The truck would go the other way. I went and I dropped the car hanged on a damn big ass tree.
So
And I was like, well,
you never spoke to your
I
mom?
basically,
You never spoke
it's
to
like,
anybody in your family? You never gave me any hints?
what happened?
Did you speak to any person in your family about it? Did you share that?
No. They were just like,
Can
well,
I ask you why?
um, if the person that I trusted that was a friend couldn't understand me, why would my family understand me when my mom told me not to take cigarette from people? So, hello, that's your karma. They told you no, but you went and smoked it. So that comes with the price. You smoke, you got raped. So that's how I had to put it in my head to survive. And at the end, I was like, you know what? I'm not fighting with God anymore. I guess you don't want me dead. So I went and I rebelled like so. And I went to work at Club Med in Haiti. And I was 18. I shut down my family. I mean, and then, that I remember nothing. And I'm so grateful to God every single day that I have no memory of my second rape.
Wait,
Um,
wait. So this happened to you when you were 15. You had all these issues for years till you were 18. I'm sure you went through a lot of problems in school. No, your parents,
Drinking,
so your parents
fighting,
didn't. So that means that You had
Oh,
certain
they
reactions,
brought
but your
me
parents
to
didn't understand what was
therapists.
going on with you. They said,
Actually, la maman de Michael Benjamin était l'une de mes thérapeutes quand j'ai
quelle
grandi
coïncidence. C'est elle aussi qui
et
a aidé Béatrice.
oui. Donc, and I had other therapists also through that process right after.
Wait a second.
Um,
Wait a second. So after this happened, did you see a therapist? Nobody
no,
looked.
no,
No,
because
you
I
saw.
didn't talk to anybody. So they thought it's after I had my son.
So you thought.
Then my mom was
So
like,
they
you
thought you
need
had
someone
mental
to talk
problems.
to.
Ou si moun ki dezod, ou si moun ki gen problem. So your parents were
Yeah,
not paying attention to that. Comme
no, no,
d'habitude,
no.
si moun
Because I
sa
was raised with my grandmother.
technique show and all these things. Of course, that's what parents. C'est vrai ça est important pour parents prêter attention. Là nous ouais attitude si moun nou changer.
Well,
Envers
that's why I
moun.
started my talking 6 years ago because I that's why I'm telling you God knew why you came and you opened up a can of worm.
Me?
6 years ago, yeah, 6 years ago, Karel had contacted me, okay, and say, hey, I spoke to the director of this radio station. We're gonna give you a station for yourself so you can talk about rape and educate people. I had all my plan. I have a whole program for that only. I presented them with everything. But when something is too strong and powerful for you, you want to back down. So I said, you know what? I'll give it to God because God does not work in vain. If I got raped and my son is one of the most powerful person in my life to actually push me.
So that rape, that
No,
second rape,
because my son
you
was the
had your
first
son.
one. Yeah, my second, and my son was the first one to push me, said, Mom, you will talk. And if it's for me, I have friends that happens to, they talk to me about it, and now you're telling this. And my son got even closer to me by bringing me his friends from high school. Mom, my friend got raped. What do you do? But if I had kept this, would I have been able to help others? No, because this, we would have still be in the dark in Haiti, in that same sickness, taboo life that we live every single day, that we have our maids every day, that we trust every day because we don't have no time for our own children. So what happened? Those maids are the one raping your children without even you knowing since the day they were young. Yeah, because after I went public, I have over 8,000, 10,000 people contacting me from Haiti, all around the world. People who left the country because they got raped by this big name, and this big name threatened them. They had to leave. Do you know how many people contacted me? And then I started to get death threat. If you keep talking, we're gonna kill you. I said, well, come and kill me. I went public. Everybody knows. Even the embassy, the U.S. embassy, was gonna bring me into Haiti to start a campaign to go to the a province côté que papa a fait petit à papa. OK? Tellement que, OK? Et puis, les a venu dans le pays États-Unis, il a taillé jeune petit monde et puis il a rentré dans la prison. Mais comment c'est tout programme, il tout programme. Et puis, back off. Tout back off. Et puis c'est là ça me dit, you know what? God just opened up something. But when the world, when Haiti will be ready to heal, we're going to do it together. That's why I told you, you don't start like that. It's not about me. Me, it's done. It's about our future, which is our girls. There's nothing to attract them but the beach. So when they're in school, you have those little boys that their daddy tells them, hey, I'm going to take you to the strip club because, now you're 17, you're 18, you're a man, you got to. No. And now, il y a dans l'école, il y a le jeune petit mesdames, il pression. Rentrer dans la toilette, venir courir, venir dire, oh, mais si tu m'aimes, laisse-moi voir ta chichi, laisse-moi faire ça. Mais, ou pas connaître petit, tu vas dans pression ça. On a commencé tout le programme, ça y a eu. Mais notre pays n'est pas prêt pour quelqu'un comme Thia. Tu comprends? Donc, j'ai déposé doucement. J'ai travaillé sur Cynthia. I healed Thia. My community in the United States that needs the help. the love, the guidance. I work with psychotherapist Georges Boussou, qui est à Orlando, que chaque fois que tu as qui te relève te violer, moi relève Georges, papa, il travaille gratis avec moi. Après ça, je rentre dans le groupe. Et puis, l'aime vient font seul. Because, you know, I'm an empath, so I get downloads. I tell people, they're going to be an organization so damn big, you people are going to regret not knowing how, when people rape people, you already killed them. And Me Too came up. Boom! Me Too. And then right after, who went to prison? Bill who? And then now, that's the power of God. God will start and make the whole world aware of things. Everybody's like, oh, what's going on with the world? Everybody's this. No, it's an end of a time. Now we are awake. Narcissist gone. Rape gone. We have a voice. We can talk. And that's why you're here. You're there for that.
Somebody qui a privé dans la société nous jusqu'à présent.
You're there. Bon Dieu, regarde, on fait commencer.
Ou pensez que son bagage qui a continué dans la société nous jusqu'à présent, des bagages qui ont privé jusqu'à présent?
Oh oui. Et encore pire maintenant, parce que maintenant, les gens ne sont plus en Haïti comme avant. Donc, ceux qui étaient 5 comme ça, t'es un petit programme. Kounyan, c'est pirate. Kounyan là, ou petite raison, pas étonné s'il n'en bagaille. Pas étonné. Donc, l'aime te commence à parler de toute maladie sexuelle qui, actuellement, aux États-Unis, ou même monter en ligne peut-être pas. OK? 90%. Tu t'imagines quand on te dit 90%, 88%? Qu'un État est infecté des choses, il faut monter, il faut être éduqué, il faut s'ouvrir. Donc, si on ne parle pas de nos enfants, nos filles, et qu'on leur donne cette force surnaturelle pour pouvoir regarder, mais il faut apprendre à ces enfants à s'aimer. On m'a pas appris à m'aimer. On t'a juste donné un pink world. Le monde est beau, ma chérie, tout ce que tu veux. Ah, tout le monde est gentil, ou la fille de ceci, tu es la fille de un tel. BS. It don't matter who you are. But if I was educated, I would have known I was raped. But we don't even talk about it in our society because it's uncomfortable. It makes us uncomfortable. Do you know, not too long, I think 2 years ago, there's a family who called me and said, hey, you know what? I need to ask you for advice. I'm like, advice? Oh, well, my son is this age and you know, and my friend called me and told me that he went and played with my daughter. And I was like, well, you need to call the cops because he just raped your daughter. Oh, but we know he didn't go like that, but he kind of touched her. I don't care. You go and do what's right. And then that person was like, oh, tu sais, je peux pas faire de bruit. You know what? Kiss my beautiful. Don't call me again. I'm done with you. And that was when that happened. Don't call me for asking me for what do you do? And I tell you what to do. And you telling me because you're friend with them that you know that little boy. And then what about your little girl that's 9 or 10 that he went and touched and he's 18?
The girl that happened to. Do you think that your parents could have done something different?
Listen, our society is so sick. They believe whatever they want just so they can keep that face in that society because that's all that's keeping them right now. Not even their money, not even their name. Now it's whatever you say, okay. Because you know what? At any given time, they can go put you down. So everybody's sick. That's why I told you. You open up a can of worms. Once you start with that subject, you're going to shake the whole country. Because the whole country, I'm talking our people. You go, wal nan bouk, yo fait petit à petit. Wal nan province, y a fait petit à petit, yes, ti cousine, ti bagay, yo pa man petit yo. Wak monte nan Port-au-Prince, y a pran ti reste avec la, y a tap. Kounyan la ou monte nan la plus haut, c'est ti employé, y a monte sou yo, les madame yo pa kababay. Ok? So kounyan lè sa yo vini yo fait petit. Yo di, oh, ou v'là à l'école toujours pour venir en bagarre, ou v'là me voir secrétaire ceci, secrétaire cela, et puis wap monter sur yo. Donc, hello, oui.
Si, a question, est-ce que pas une différence entre un monde qui violé et puis un monde qui a accepté prostituer tête li?
C'est deux choses différentes. C'est deux choses différentes. Et je le dis toujours, tu peux, you know, you heard that thing say, hurt people hurt people. I don't believe in that. I got hurt. I accepted my trauma. But I'm not going to hurt someone because I got hurt, because I know that pain, because I know that I did not call upon that, because I was already grounded in our Lord Jesus Christ. So thanks to my grandmother, because I know the story, because I know my Bible, because I know I was different, because I knew my soul and my heart was so different, that every time someone will hurt me or say a lie, I would just look at them like, did you just say I was what? Okay. Like, because it never bothered me. So I never argued with anyone to try to justify who I was, because I knew my truth. So that's why people don't like you. So when people cannot control you and keep you down,
Say that
you
again.
bring,
Say that again, please. Say
that
again.
is the narcissist. We are ruled by narcissist men who are so low into whoever. Like, you know, today I was talking to somebody all the time, like, you know, you did this, you did that, you hurt me, you did that. I'm like, man, sit your ass down. You're a narcissist. He looked at me and said, oh, did you call me a narcissist? I said, yeah. Actually, let me tell you something. You live a narcissist. My friend told me that. Oh, my beautiful sister, Caroline, she told me this. And she goes to me, Thia, you live a narcissist. Our narcissist will never leave you. And when she told me this, it made sense. And I was like, anyone who hurt you is because they saw that vulnerability that they could have just grabbed and used, because they saw your soul, they saw through that light. You have that light, so they know they can get in, because you're too powerful, but you have that weakness. So they're going to take your power down so they can feel more powerful. So when I started to understand, because for you to heal, you have to see the person in front of you, your adversary, the person who hurt you. Why did you hurt me? Because you were weak. Because you were weak. You had to take it by force, because you knew you had no power, but you had to take it with power.
Did you ever face these people?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I told you
asked that
I'm a
question.
very.
It just came out. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that person, oh yeah. I thought I was gonna die that day when that person walked in that fair. It was a fair. I will never forget this. It was in Miami. There was a big fair, and I was doing my first catering job, selling food in that kermesse for whatever they were doing. Munavon tableau, munavon all. And then who is walking in with her whole gang? That was her. I thought I was gonna, actually cry by myself. And I said, I felt a fire so deep within the core of my heart. I remember I told that person, I said, listen, watch the table for me. I'll be back. I remember I went, I got a beer. I sit down. I used to smoke cigarette. I think I had 3, 4, 5 cigarettes, one after the other, like. And then when I saw her by herself on a corner by where she parked, where they parked their car, I don't know. And then it was more in the street, so it wasn't in the public. So what I did is I went to her. I walked to her and I looked at her. She was so shocked to see me. And
She has
and I
never
told
seen
her
you from the
in
time.
all these years, yeah. And then and then I always remember what my grandmother used to tell me. Always keep your enemy closer. So I always kept her closer. She was on my Facebook. She was always close because I had to visualize you to heal. That was my, I'm very hard on myself. I have a different way of, I mean, and when I faced her that time, I said, you know what you did to me? Now I know what you did to me. It's called rape. You raped me. So how do you feel that I'm facing you now? Do you think you still want to come here and have that same force? She never spoke. She never said anything. She just looked at me.
She's not sorry, nothing.
Nothing. She just never looked at me. And then I went home. I deleted, I blocked her. I I removed everyone that was around that person. And then years went by. I'm struggling because I got married twice. So obviously it affected me in many ways from your marriage to your relationship with anyone because you grew up with guys, you know how guys think, but you never had that sexual relationship type of thing for you to understand. So I learned all these things with my first husband. When my first husband came saying, "Hey, Thia, did you actually, come or anything?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I learned, I was like 28, 30, and God brought this man in my life where he helped me. He was able to understand me because he was older than me. I was 22 and he was
Yeah,
41.
let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
Why did you come out 6 years ago?
It went by accident, not my choice. I went to a friend's house. It was about midnight. And I told them, I just told Alexon what happened. And then they told me, what? I said, yeah. And he told me to talk about it. And I did a video. Can you guys look at it? Do you think I can share this? And by mistake, one of my friends pressed something and it went
Okay.
on Facebook. That was when Facebook just started their videos. I did not know. And I'm getting phone call from all around the world, like at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And everybody's phone is ringing. All my friends' phone are ringing. They're like, Tia, are you okay? But you with us. Why would people ask us, are you okay? I'm like, what happened? So I grabbed my phone and that's when I realized my friend pressed send. Like the thing went to upload it to Facebook because
Don't
I didn't say
don't you think it was the work of the universe? I'm just
it. And
asking because
I was just put on the without my decision. Like God pushed me. It's like push me on the edge because I would have never done it. So
how did you
God did
feel
that.
when you knew that people knew? Did you feel relieved? How did you feel?
It was too late for me to remove the life. Um, and the person that I am, I always back up my words, even if inside I'm fearing like a chicken. And God knows who I am because my words is more powerful than anything. And I was like, I'm gonna delete it. I'm like, oh my God, God, you know me. If I remove it, then people are gonna start saying, and you know it's true. So you know what? F this. I don't care. God, you did this because I did not do this. Why did you do this? And I started to have that journey and that relationship with God. Like, why? Why? I'm not ready. And that's when I realized after my third year of being everyday public and active in this in our
Do you
community,
remember the date that happened that you spoke about it? It was published. Do you remember that date?
I block all these things. I try not
That's
to
the
remember,
day that you were born.
that's the thing. I was
You need to celebrate. No, I'm dead serious. You told
Actually,
me
I'm gonna be
earlier
honest to
your
you. The day I'm
birthday
born
is
is
October
now.
31st. That person
The day
had
I'm born
you
is
had
now at
that was your
45.
first birth. Now you became that day that it went public because I'm sure that you felt relief and everything like you felt something get away like this
Not right away.
love you, ouais? Ou
Not
senti
right away. It took time. It took time. It took time because I could understand what just happened. It happened, but and that God even tells you what you don't understand. Don't try to understand. And I was like, God, if you tell me what you don't understand, don't try to understand. I don't understand. That means it's not for me to understand. So I don't understand until
without
I'm
even
45.
knowing you. You don't even to say more. I just know that your life changed since that day the video went public. Tell me about your life now.
I did not know I was strong, that strong. I didn't know I had such a willpower inside of me. Um, I didn't know I had so much love inside to just share with the world and be okay with how people would judge me because God had already accepted me because I had already died. And I'm 45. And at 45, I'm now alive. I lost the weight. I'm my goal weight at 45. God preserved me in a little cocoon. I tell people if you don't believe in God, then you need to start now. Because through all the pains that I went through, I should have looked 100 with all the challenge and the things you have to face with the world and in life. How people would judge you, how people don't understand your heart and your soul and just you just want to help. And that's all there is. Helping to make women strong, to make women loving themselves. And I had to learn myself. And I did not know all these things in all these time, women or men that had power over me was because I did not know how to love me. And I was giving my love without getting it back from me. And God pulled me 3 years ago and taught me how to love myself. And now I can tell you I'm fully in love with Cynthia, who is Chef Tia, who became Chef Tia. And to my children, my soul, my strength, my son, who never stopped reminding me how special we are, that God chose us for a journey to help other parents going through this, to learn how to recognize when a child has been abused, when they pee on their bed, when they're biting their nails, when they start to have attitude, when they
Papa, on
start
prêter
from,
attention à tout détail ça. Des fois,
yes,
nous ouais ti moun nan
I
oui
used to
nan,
pee on my
et puis
bed. I used to
subitement
pee.
changer, subitement ouais gen bagay ka fait. Pas di ah
15
c'est
ans, ma
rebelle,
pipi dans la
ah
cabane.
qui passe sous ça, gon bagay qui passe. Nous pas di c'est ça exactement, but parents il faut prêter attention à ça. Nous pas gon ti moun nou jou tel genre et puis l'autre jour elle changer et puis juste penser li normal. Surtout ces jours-ci, me right now, you giving me a big clock. I need to pay. I got one daughter, and even though I have this special relationship, but I'm going to be paying more attention.
I'm going to tell you something that's very important so you understand because I'm that victim, okay? And I'm a parent of 3 children, 25, 21, and 11, okay? I raised them. I'm grateful for both of my husbands, ex-husband. I call them husband because they taught me so much. Um, but what I want you to understand, it doesn't matter your relationship with your child. I had a beautiful relationship with my mom and my grandmother. There are some things that happen to us that if you, the parent, you had told me to be careful, and I still went and did it, and I went through this pain, through this thing. How am I going to come and tell my mom that she had already told me to be careful and I did not listen? To come and disappoint my mom? What relationship would I have? For me to get blamed? You should have not done that when I had told you no. I don't want to hear none of those BS. I want you to understand my pain. So I already know what you're going to tell me because I'm at fault. So I'm not talking to you.
You think that parents should have an open relationship with their kids? Not be
Without judging, because we, in our society, we judge our children. Je t'avais dit non. Donc, tu vois ce qui t'est arrivé? Je t'avais dit de ne pas être ami avec ça. Mais tu ne sais pas la pression que l'enfant a eu pour être ami avec ça. Tu fermes ta bouche, tu dis viens. Pourquoi? Parle-moi. Tu ne juges pas. Nous, les parents haïtiens, on juge nos enfants parce qu'on les veut de notre façon, sans réaliser que nous sommes vraiment des narcissistes. Hein? Parce que le narcissiste veut à sa vision, quand tu veux. Et quand tu ne marches pas, je vais te dire, tu sais ce que j'ai sacrifié pour toi? J'ai fait ça pour toi. Donc, si je n'ai pas fait ça pour toi, ta vie ne serait pas comme ça. C'est le narcissisme. Parent narcissiste.
Thank you. I needed that. I do that all the time to my daughter.
Mais c'est pas ta faute. Au moins, tu vois, je suis fière de toi. Je suis très fière de toi de l'avoir reconnu. Parce que je t'ai dit, moi, je suis une mission pour venir guérir l'homme. Je ne suis pas venue pour te détruire, mais pour te guérir. Parce que je sais que notre pays est dirigé. Je ne parle pas dirigé politique, mais je te parle dirigé au point de vue. La majorité de notre société, ils sont tous des narcissistes. On ne reconnaît pas que nous sommes des parents narcissistes. On ne reconnaît pas qu'on est un mari narcissiste, ou une femme narcissiste, ou une maman narcissiste. Et on détruit l'esprit de nos enfants sans leur donner l'opportunité de créer leur propre personnalité. Mais on les fait devenir notre vision qu'on n'a jamais voulu être parce qu'on en sait la souffrance qu'on a eue. Donc, on ne veut pas qu'ils passent par là. Donc, on les change. C'est le travail du narcissiste parce qu'il ne sait pas, il n'a pas connu l'amour. Donc, moi, je change ce cirque. Je casse les generation curses. Anyone who's been cursed and past generation curse is what I do. I break them. So you heal as parent. You heal and you embrace your child. But then you give them their own soul. You don't build your soul into their soul because we all have different souls and different energy and different lesson to learn. My lesson cannot be Euglene's lesson because God already has a purpose for me. My purpose was to get raped, to learn, to be in a relationship, abusive relationship, divorce, separation, talking about every pain you can think about. I've been through all of them. All of them. Name the pain. I've been through it. So I understand. And I have the patience. But I had to remove myself for 3 years to get stronger, to be able to come to your show for the first time after 3 years, to tell you that God put in my heart, there's someone there that is narcissistic, but you need to let it out. And I told you I'm spiritual. God speaks to me 24/7, 7 days a week, you know? But don't feel bad and see it as a grace, as a blessing that God gives you that new door to be even closer to your daughter and to actually have that relationship that I did not have with my mom. Because this is how it was. And this is the reality of life. This is how it is for real. We are parents. We don't want our kids to go through, so we always remind them, you know why I went through? I went through this. I went through that. Let me go through my own pain and be there for me to love me. Because the same way you went through your own pain and your own trauma and your own dilemma and your own challenge to find life, God was there for you. And you built your relationship with God. That's why even when you call me, you say, Thia, I'm going to pray. And I say, yes, you will. But if you build that relationship for your daughter, what are you giving her so she can be close to God as well? We build our strength. We all have different missions. Okay, I love you. I love you. I love you. I want to hug you right now to tell you I'm so proud of you.
I
that
listen. God, all I wanted to be was an event planner. What the hell is wrong with you? I didn't ask for all this. Di fait tout bagay pour rien pour gamba marcher. Regarde qui ça me tombe là, mon Dieu. Oh my God.
do you know that when I do my lives and I talk and I do interview, actually now it's part of my therapy every day when I do my group prayers with my cards or I'm here. It's my healing. We will never stop healing. It's a process. It's an everyday process to see ourselves as a vessel of light
Do
and
you know what
love
just
and
happened?
share.
Did you realize just what just happened?
But
My light just turned off and turned on.
that's how powerful. I'm telling you, you're opening up a door.
Yo, I am making this up. I'm sitting right there. Nous parlons de live là. Nous sommes lumière éteinte
It's
lumière. And
extremely,
I get this
extremely
often. It's like the
giving.
universe is talking to me.
I told you this is a 1 month. You're not done. You just started because you don't even know the second part of my rape in the journey. And then my abusive, like I had my divorce. All these things is part of who I am now. I'm able to understand. I'm able to guide and help women and even men. I had many men who called me that got raped. Many that you would not understand that called me and said, Tia, I was 12 years old. The maid did this to me. Or the maid, and it was a bunch of guys. I was shocked. I did not know so many men in our society in Haiti been raped at the age 9, 10. Bon kap okipe ti moun yo jwa ti gigit yo, yo man ti gigit yo, yo fe yo gen sensasyon, yo gouye sou yo, gen yon ki di, oh, te gon dam ni men, mi te travay la kay la tout jounel te gouye sou mwen. E pi pou yo men, it's okay, pi kounya yo se maman papa. E pi ap di, Tia, you right, I was raped. But I never saw it like that. For me, it was funny.
Instagram is telling me 30 seconds remaining. I never had that before since you're my first live. Do you have any last words? Because I still want to do a part two, but I don't want to give too much. But I'll definitely be having you quite often. I'm gonna even offer you a platform in this channel to talk about this. What you wanted to do, you're gonna do it on no filter. That's why maybe God had me talk to you. So now know that you're gonna have your own program here. We have 15 seconds left.
I love you all. Stay positive. Don't stay silent because everything in life always has a purpose. God never works in vain. So stay strong and true to yourself with a sincere heart because it's all there is. I love you all. God bless you. Peace, okay?